Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. The Federal Reserve released their Fed minutes, and we're going to be breaking that down in today's video and just keeping it a little bit more simple. I read the document, and I just feel like they make it super complicated to understand. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds because we are hosting this live for everyone to start tuning on in. For those that are new to the channel, friendly reminder, I do upload new videos every single day. If you like this video and you like the way that I break things down, all I literally ask you to do is please consider dropping a thumbs up on this video and even subscribing and turning on your post notifications so you get alerted when it is that I go live. If you have any questions after this video, you can either comment down below or you can actually just shoot me a direct message via Discord, and I respond to all of my direct messages within 24 hours. And again, that's that first link down below. So overall, NASDAQ market's down about 1%, nothing too significant. We got TQQQ with, as of right now, it's down about 2.75%. It had a nice little rally shortly after the Fed minutes, and it makes sense on why they did. So I thought I would break this down for you guys, for everyone that's tuning on in. I'm actually going to pin the link. I love to encourage you guys to do your own due diligence, but it's a pretty hefty, I downloaded it on HTML. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this just so you guys have access to exactly what it is that was released today. So this is the Fed minutes, and this is so pretty much for those that are unaware of what the Fed minutes are, is pretty much a recap on last month's Fed meeting, and also some expectations and thoughts for this upcoming next Fed meeting. With that being said, I wanted to break this thing down into three main sections. The first thing, my biggest takeaway, well, not my biggest. I'll get to the biggest one at the end. The first thing that I wanted to share with you is the Federal Reserve, almost everyone agreed that the 0.75%, the 0.75% interest rate hike that they set up last month was something that they all agreed with. One of the things that you must know about the Federal Reserve is that their intention has been to front load interest rate hikes in the very beginning, right? The reason why is they're almost playing catch up. Inflation kind of got out of hand, not kind of, but it definitely got out of hand. So by being able to front load interest rate hikes, their hope, right, their plan of action was they can raise interest rates quick enough and aggressively enough that it could cause inflation to peak and then actually see a slowdown in overall demand, right? This is the shift that we're kind of seeing, and that kind of goes into the second point that I want to share with you guys. They all agreed also, based off of the CPI data that was released last month, that actual inflation is beginning to cool off. So again, that's a step in the right direction. The thing that I found to be most important was their talk about the next Fed meeting and the next interest rate hike. That was my biggest concern. I'm not too sure about you guys. But with that being said, one of the things that kind of was a question was, are we going to front load interest rates back at 0.75%, so 75 basis points, or are we going to only increase interest rates a lot less, right? And based off of this overall summary of their Fed FOMC minutes, they said that their intention is their expectation for next month is expected to be 50 basis points in the month of September. That was my biggest takeaway. You guys can let me know down in the comment section. I just wanted you guys to be able to see it. And most expected a 50% basis point increase in September to follow. I thought that was pretty interesting because, although that we are seeing inflation peak based off of that previous CPI data report, and again, I'm just thinking out loud, the core CPI for 2 months in a row has been at 5.9%. Now, if core CPI continues to rise, or if it doesn't show that it's peaked, then again, that's not good, because the only thing that's not included in core CPI is food and energy, the two things that the Federal Reserve can't influence. So if everything else is dropping, but core CPI is not, then at that point, it would make sense that the Federal Reserve will have to front load interest rate hikes once again. But again, there's the core CPI and the overall CPI. They talk about core CPI very often because the Federal Reserve knows that those are the only areas in the actual CPI that they can influence. So I thought that was something worth talking about. As of right now, the NASDAQ market, like we said, did react in a positive way when this report was released 1 hour and 30 minutes ago. It peaked and then has now pulled on back, and the selling pressure is continuing. Everything almost on my watch list except for Apple that is bullish is in the red, right? Everything has been pretty much bearish on the day except for Apple. Apple is still up 1.5%. I think they talked about releasing their new glasses. Was that it? I saw an article about Apple releasing new glasses, and then there's something about a new price target. So we have a meeting today? No. So it's the Fed FOMC minutes. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about what was shared? So those were the two biggest questions. It's kind of like this Fed FOMC minute. The reason it's so important is it talks about and kind of just recaps the last Fed meeting, and then it sets expectation for this upcoming Fed meeting, right? And when asking that question, a lot of people had the concern of, the Federal Reserve taking too of an aggressive approach by raising interest rates 0.75% 2 months in a row. And the Federal Reserve, from the very beginning said, as soon as they began to raise interest rates, that nothing was out of the question. They would raise interest rates 0.75%. They said that they would even raise interest rates a full percentage point if needed. Their intention was to front load interest rate hikes until they actually see the markets reacting to it. But according to this Fed FOMC minutes, it looks like they are seeing things beginning to cool down. They do all agree that the 75% basis points was necessary, and they also have an expectation for the 50 basis points to follow in September. Let's see. All right. So not enough. Okay. So and again, it's agree to disagree. I'm not here to convince you that what they're doing is the best thing. No, not at all. I'm just the messenger, right? I'm here to break down that Fed FOMC minute that was released today. I feel like sometimes it's a little challenging to read because it's a lot of information and sometimes it just doesn't make sense. And I just really hope that this live stream was able to kind of summarize it for you. And if you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, you should all be getting an email of this summary and the kind of like cliff notes of the Fed FOMC minutes today. So please be in the lookout for your email. We'll also be posting a blog post about this. Why are the markets dropping? Markets were dropping even prior. They finally ended their, I think it was like a 4 to 5 day green streak. They ended that yesterday, and there's just a little bit more selling pressure. One of the things, and I'll talk about it in this video, one of the things that we talked about within my live trading session, for those, again, we talked about this before. I trade live every morning with my Learn Plan Profit group. Do I expect, a lot of people are concerned, oh my God, is the market going to crash? There's no signs of the market crashing right now, right? You guys know that I love making these videos, and yeah, I can title videos in any specific way that sometimes it makes it seem more extreme than what it actually is. That's just YouTube, right? I'm never here to instill fear in you. All we're expecting is, well, based off of previous patterns, this moving average on the 1 hour time frame has been acting as a support level. You should never be afraid of pullbacks. If you're asking the question, why is the market dropping? What do you mean, why is the market dropping? The market has been on a rally for the past 3 to 4 weeks. Does it really surprise you that it might sell off for 1 or 2 days? No, this is how the market works. There is never a market where there's only green days. The more that you prolong a pullback, the more or the harder the pullback will actually end up coming by. And this is just something that you need to take into consideration. If you're absolutely new to the market, your job is not to avoid risk. Your job is to simply manage it. Your job is not to avoid red days. Your job is to simply manage it. I don't care if you're an investor. I don't care if you're a trader. Your job is to understand the conditions that are presented to you every day and ask yourself, is it worth to trade today? Especially for all those that are under the PDT rule, you need to be more selective than those that are not, right? You can easily see, I could have easily seen that during the pre-market session, TQQQ, which is the bull ETF, was making lower highs and lower lows. It was bearish. And then for some reason, people think that all of a sudden it's going to begin to take off. I mean, it definitely can if the buying pressure just begins, but you can't always expect that, or you can't forcefully enter a trade expecting direction to change when there's no indication of that. I think that's the worst thing, right? If you're actually seeing indication of a reversal, showing signs of higher highs and higher lows of like, hey, we're actually beginning to show signs of a support, we're indicating signs of an uptrend, then great. But most of the time, I feel like people are just entering trades because they can, not because it actually makes sense. And that's what I just want to remind you. There's never been a time that it makes most sense to actually be selective, right? So all I'm expecting is, we sold off barely anything yesterday. Today was a pretty small red day. Nonetheless, we'll probably end at around 3 to maybe 2.5% in the red for TQQQ. And I think that we can pull on back a little bit closer to that $36 price point. I think it would be healthy for the NASDAQ market to pull back enough that we retest that 1 hour moving average. I think it would be healthy for everything. And think about it. If your actual intention is to make money long term, then you should get excited when these pullbacks happen, because all it means is that you can buy these at a cheaper price, load up on them, and make money when they recover. We all know that markets always end up recovering, but you can't be so naive to think that they won't have red days along the way. Again, please instill this in your head. Your job is not to avoid risk. Your job is to simply manage it. This is why we talk about risk management and position size. So I wanted to see if you guys have any specific questions that you guys want to ask me. Feel free to ask me in the live chat. And I actually had, what's going on, Ryan? I actually had some of our members ask me to give away some free shirts. So we're going to go ahead and do so. I don't know if you guys see the shirt that I'm wearing. It's just a simple Wall Street shirt, but we just came out with it in the new blue color, and then we also have it in black. So if you head on over to shoptechbuds.com, every order within this live stream, so if you head on over right now to shoptechbuds.com, or if you refresh your screen and click the fourth link down below, it will send you over to our site, and we will give you a free shirt with every order today. So add your favorite Wall Street shirt. So you can add this black one or this blue one. You can buy a black one and you can just add a blue one, and you'll get it automatically for free. You can buy a mouse pad. You can buy a flag. You can buy anything that you want. You can buy day trader art. Any order, all you literally have to do is add your favorite Wall Street shirt to your cart, and you'll automatically get it for free at checkout. This will also enter you towards the giveaway. So yeah, just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that. That's at shoptechbuds.com. So here we go. Let's see. We got BBBY trading sideways. It looks like that moving average support is still holding pretty strong, right? We saw that bounce shortly after the Fed FOMC minutes. And it's going to be exciting to see if this thing begins to take off after market hours, or if the selling pressure will continue. So we shall see. And then we got TQQQ right on over here, trying to show signs of a support, and hopefully it can hold around this area. If not, then again, we can head right back down to $36.55. So we need more Wall Street hats, please. I like that. So how is your real estate portfolio? I mean, right now we're definitely choosing to be more selective, right? We're almost looking for 20 to 25% margins on our flips. And realistically, I mean, by being that selective, we're going to have slim to none, right? As of right now, we have a total of 8 different house flips going on, 7 of them in Arizona, 1 of them in California. And we have two of them under contract, so they're ready to sell. One of them just started, and then we have the other two, one that just fell out of contract. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? And I'm going to be following up. I actually filmed a video with my business partner, Nick, on the house flips, and a common trend that we are currently seeing with a lot of offers that we are getting on more affordable houses. And I'm excited to share it with you guys because we did make a couple of mistakes. And although we were able to reap the benefit of the bull market when houses were selling for above ask price, now we're learning the challenges that come with bear markets or markets where we transition into, kind of like these buyer markets. And rightfully so. I feel like during challenging times is the time that, we learn the most. And I'm ready for all the mistakes that, I've made, for all the mistakes we're set to make. And I know that this will be a very challenging time, but just like I said, my job as an investor, my job as an entrepreneur is not to avoid risk. It's simply to manage it, which just means to be more selective, right? To not put myself in a position that I can't tolerate, and the stock market is no different, right? Everything from BBBY to it can be Apple stock. Don't bite down more than you can chew, and it's no different in that sense. So hey Ricky, can you talk about SQQQ? Yeah, what's going on, Christian? So I hope that I earn your thumbs up on this video. I'd love to talk about it. One of the things that I talked about with TQQQ is I expect TQQQ to show signs of a support right around the moving average. So for SQQQ, it would be the opposite. It would be that around $36 a share, we begin to show signs of a resistance level based off of previous resistance levels. You can see that last time we got rejected. Anytime that we get close to this moving average, it's just a very strong resistance level. So I would kind of set that to be the goal or the target, but I would do that day by day. SQQQ is not a stock that you want to swing trade. It's not a stock that I would feel comfortable holding for a long period of time. It is a triple leverage ETF. And when markets are more bullish than they are bearish, this is just a riskier play to have under your belt. I would not recommend it for any beginner trader. I would not recommend it for anyone that sucks at risk management. It's just not within your means to put yourself or open yourself to that type of risk. So I do expect it to run up just a little bit more before we actually see it to pull back. But again, we never know, and that's why I take things day by day. So thank you, Ricky. Been trying to get out of my position. Again, it might mean that, if we do begin to show signs of a support here for TQQQ, I think the 5-minute time frame or the 1 hour is a better indicator of an actual reversal. But if we do begin to see TQQQ beginning to show signs of a recovery, yeah, it sucks. It's a tough pill to swallow, and I'm sure it's going to be a small loss. But guess what? Those are probably some of the best lessons that you will ever learn. And again, let me send out a suggestion for you, Christian. One of the things that I would encourage you, and it's up to you if you actually want to do it, is for you to be less likely to make that same mistake, because mistakes are unavoidable. You're always going to make them. But to make sure that you're less likely to make it, I want you to write down right now. I want you to write on a piece of paper or on your phone. Piece of paper is probably better. I want you to write down how you feel. What went wrong with your plan? Why didn't you cut losses before? Why didn't you manage your risk? How do you feel right now that you're hoping that it recovers? And I don't mean to say that to embarrass you, because we've all been in that position, right? And you need to understand that. I've been in that position so many times where you feel hopeless that all you wanted to do is to recover. But guess what? Your job is not to be perfect. Your job is to show progress day in and day out, right? So as long as you don't put yourself in that same position once again, then again, that was a lesson learned, and you're one step closer to your overall goal. So I hope that some of you take that suggestion, and not just on your green days that you celebrate, but even on your red days, that you go back to the basics and remind yourself what you can always be doing better. So he never tells people where to buy or where to sell a stock. Correct. I do not. I'm not here to sell alerts. I don't sell anything when it comes down to that. It's super important for you to be aware of that. And look at that. BBBY dropping like a rock. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, we called this out for the overall sell-off of BBBY. This is something that you see happen very, very often when any meme stock is losing its steam. Why does this happen? Well, the smart traders know that, first off, they probably don't want to hold this overnight because of the risk of not knowing where it will open up. Now, it doesn't mean that it can't continue to rally. It's not what it means. It just means that the risk is too high. It's all about calculated risk. And when you know that this thing's traded sideways all day, right, based off of yesterday's performance, and you know that we're getting closer to that resistance level, if it's beginning to lose its momentum and its direction is no longer in its favor, it's losing everything, right? All this stock has, all meme stocks have, are momentum and hype. But once it loses that momentum, when it's in your favor, it loses its edge, because at that point it's going to crash just as quick as it came back up, right? And I think this is one of my favorite things about watching these different stocks is seeing how, look at that absolute drop. Oh my goodness, I love this. Look at that. Woo-wee. It looks like it just got halted. Did it just get halted? Nope, still selling off. I'm going to close a portion of my position. Check this out. Let me open this up for us real quick. Let's see if I can open this up. There it goes. An $8,000 day shorting this beautiful pump and dump BBBY. So I'm going to sell an additional 310 shares. Here we go. Beginning to pick up some buying pressure. And again, this happens almost, check this out. Look at every previous meme stock when it begins to trade sideways. Not when it's in its craze or its hype, not then, right? Rightfully so. For all those that were day trading it yesterday and locked in profits, congratulations, you're an absolute machine. Your risk tolerance is probably greater than 90% of the people out there, but congratulations for holding yourself accountable and locking in profits. Kudos to you. You kept those profits in your pocket while everyone else bag holds, right? Now this is different, right? Now we're seeing it actually begin to slow down. Now we're actually seeing it struggle. And this is when you kind of like catch it at its worst point, because now you're going to see the shift from all this buying pressure that it previously had to all this selling pressure. And this is nothing. You will see this thing drop 10, 15, 20% in a matter of minutes, maybe even seconds, because of how much people will end up losing. And that's the unfortunate part. You will either be someone that ends up coming out on top and is okay with walking away with some profit in your pocket, or if you're too greedy, just like anything in life, you're going to get the short end of the stick. It's what happens almost every single time. There's not one time in history that a pump and dump has shot up and it doesn't correct itself. There's not one time in history, not one time in history that a stock has ever shot up like this and doesn't end up correcting itself. So here it goes. I have negative 610 shares ready to cover a part of my short. Let me make sure that I cover this. There it goes. Just sold an additional 310 shares. Yep. I'm up $8,300 on the day. Not too shabby, right? Again, it's a super risky play. I would never recommend it for anyone. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, right, during my live trading session today, you guys all saw it happen live today. You guys all saw it happen live. It was super easy to see. We called it out. We talked about the play, and I kept it light. I kept it with a much smaller position. And at moments, I added a much heavier position depending on, if I saw the direction to be in my favor. And here it goes. More selling pressure, but guess what I'm never afraid to do? I am never afraid to lock in profits. I'm not here to be perfect. I know I'm not perfect and I make mistakes all the time. But that's the amazing thing about myself, is that I am willing to make mistakes. But the difference is I choose to learn from it. That's all. That's the only difference. You either learn from your mistake or you get stuck making the same mistake over and over again. And guess what? You end up blaming the entire world for your problems or for your lack of success. But no, it's just your inability to understand what you are doing wrong. Maybe your ego is in the way. Maybe you're trading with too much money. Maybe you got in over your head. We all make mistakes. It's not about being perfect. Never. Never, never, never. Good thing you didn't sell earlier. Well, it's buying, right? Because I'm shorting. But I did. I got back in. I called it out. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, I called it out during our live session. All right, there it goes, beginning to show signs of a support. All right, there it goes, beginning to show signs. Oh, my video's playing back. Whoops. All right. How'd you guys like this? Was it good? You guys enjoyed this little live stream? Was it worth going live? We talked about the Fed minutes, talked about FOMC minutes, right? Took a little short position. I feel like it was a good day. Not too shabby. You guys enjoyed it? Sweet. Alrighty. Well, let's see. Let me go ahead and head on over here. I saw some of you guys ask me for a discount. So first off, right, we talked about if you have any questions, you guys know that you can send me a direct message via Discord, and that's that first link down below. I don't care if you're an absolute beginner. I don't care if you've never messaged me before. I don't care if you've never traded before. That's one of the things that I like to do is I like to make myself the most accessible. And it's, I think, one of the things that I contribute most of my success to on the social side of things. I want to be of value for you only if you think I can be of value for you. So if you have any questions, if it's regardless of what it is, send me a direct message, the first link down below. For those that want a free Wall Street shirt, so again, it's the same shirt that I'm wearing here. It's a very simple tee. We have it in blue, we have it in black, and you get a free Wall Street shirt with any order today. So whatever you plan to order from our Shop TechBuds site, it's the fourth link down below. Add your favorite Wall Street shirt, black or blue, add it to your order, and you will automatically get it for free. No discount code needed. This also will automatically enter you towards our giveaway, and you will automatically be entered to win. I don't know if you see it back there, but it's a brand new iMac 2022. So this giveaway ends in September 9th. So again, head on over right now to shoptechbuds.com, select your favorite items, add a free t-shirt or add a Wall Street shirt, and then get it for free at checkout. So, all right. Looks like we have 150 shares left. So there it goes. I already see a couple of you guys trying to send me a message via Discord. I don't know if some of you guys have issues with sending me a direct message because it tells you that you need to add me as a friend. Just tag me in the main chat room and I can spark our conversation there. How does that sound? All right. We have a nice push here, so it looks like it might decide to run up once again, and I'm going to end it with 149 shares. I'm going to keep one share just for the sake of things, right? I like it. Oh, no, more selling pressure is following through. Love to see it. Let's see. No, it is beginning to form these higher highs. So again, it is beginning to show indication of a recovery, and I want to stay at around $8,200 profit. I think that's a pretty solid day. What do you guys think? Should I sell? Should I close out my position? What do you guys think? Sell 149 shares? I'm going to keep one share just so I can just keep it. All right, take profits. All right, let's do it. Trophy share. Your call. Take them profits. And reminder, right? We have this saying within our group. No one goes broke by locking in profits. Anytime that you are hesitant to lock in profits, just remind yourself you're not here to be perfect, but think how blessed you are. To be able to trade from a connection of the internet in front of a screen and to be able to make money out of thin air, right? Only because you know how to identify opportunity. You are a deal hunter. If you're an investor, if you're a trader, all you are is a deal hunter. And as long as you're calculated, as long as you're disciplined, and as long as you're consistent, some of the most challenging things to be in life, that's always what matters most. So I'm just going to end it here. Looks like it is trying to pick back up. I don't care for it that much. There it goes. I left myself with one share, $8,220 on the day. And I'm grateful for every dollar we made today, right? We made it happen. Nothing is given in life. Everything is earned. You either make it happen or you watch it pass you by. So, do you leverage? You have to have a margin account to be able to short. So yeah, I have a margin account. Also, I forgot to update you guys. I'm up $14,000 on SQQQ on the day. If you're part of my Learn Plan Profit group, I was keeping you up to date with when I was averaging up. If you partook in it, great. If you didn't, then no worries. But again, my Learn Plan Profit group is the only group that I work with on a closer basis. You don't have to join if you don't want to. I'm not going to be here to convince you to do anything. The stock market is challenging enough. You either want to do it yourself and you have to be intrinsically motivated, or you just don't want it, right? And nothing's wrong with that. It's just not for you. So if you want to join my Learn Plan Profit group, I'm going to give you a $100 off link. And I'm going to post that right now. And it's only for the people that are tuning on in to this live. So if you want a $100 off link, you can watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. Reminder, I do trade live every day, Monday through Friday when the market is open, I am live. Do I trade every day? Well, again, my job is to be selective. So if I see an opportunity present itself, I will trade. If I don't see anything present itself, then I will, again, still break stocks down. I will still speak to you. I will share with you my thought process on why I'm not trading. And sometimes, let's be honest, not trading is more valuable than actually trading when the markets are choppy. And this is something that we do every single day. So it's a one-time payment. It's lifetime access. There's no monthly, no yearly subscription, and you get access to all of the updates. It's an all-inclusive package. And yes, right now it's $100 off, and that's on the top pinned post of the live chat. So you get access to our A to Z video lesson library designed for complete beginners, my daily live trading sessions, private Learn Plan Profit group chat, and you get access to my 7,000 square foot office space we call TechBuds HQ. This is all inclusive, one-time payment, lifetime access, and it is $100 off right now if you join us with that $100 off coupon in the live chat. I really do appreciate you guys' time. I hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a direct message via Discord. And again, don't forget to get your free TechBud apparel shirt, especially if you guys are joining Learn Plan Profit. I better see you pick up one of these free Wall Street shirts. Just add it to your order and you automatically get it for free at checkout. So really do appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.